Hey friends, welcome to another edition of Minimal Monday. This week is Minimal Monday wrap-up number 68. And before I start sharing your amazing photographs again, I want to ask you a little question. And do feel free to leave your answer in the comments below. I was involved today. I was involved in a little heated discussion on a local Facebook group, photography group, photographers group, whatever you want to call it. And my question is, why do people, or why do we photographers always blame our lack of vision or lack of experience on our gear? It's always, yeah, I couldn't photograph this the way I wanted to because my lens is too short or my lens is too long, or I and so on and so my camera's not good enough, this and that. The way I was taught, it's gonna be close to 15 years ago. Here's your film camera, and here's one lens. Go and photograph everything. That's how I was taught. Not, here's a camera, think about what you can do, what you want to photograph, and buy your arsenal of lenses. I was taught photographing with the 50mm, and I photographed everything with that 50mm. And the moment I bought a digital, one of my lenses, well, the only lens I could afford was a 1850 or 1855 on a crop sensor. And I still have images in my portfolio, photographs in my portfolio that were taken with that combination of crop sensor camera and 18 by 55 millimeter lens. And I feel like, these people are complaining because they want to take shortcuts. And again, I'm just expressing my opinion. If you do not agree with me, just please, write it down in the comments below. But that 50mm taught me a lot. And I have a feeling that not a lot of people are understanding what having only one lens available can mean to you. Not only will it train your vision, literally the way you see, your square that you see or your rectangle that you see in front of you, you will recognize situations better because after a while your eye gets trained to that 50mm, that one lens or whatever lens you have. Now, now I understand, like, having the experience, between brackets, from doing this for a little bit, that, we always say, yeah, gear is not everything. Everything is about vision. If you're starting out in this hobby, you have no idea what vision is, and I understand that. And I agree that gear is important to a certain level, and it comes into effect when you start to specialize in a subject. I don't photograph everything. My subject is landscapes. That's what I photograph. So my lens arsenal, again, between big brackets, is specifically aimed towards what I photograph. But I feel like, photographing with one lens makes you think outside of the box. It makes you think about possible solutions for your problems that you have because you only have one lens. So and that trains your creative eye. I mean, that's ultimately what creativity is finding solutions for problems that might arise in front of you, and deal quickly with them and act on it. So I just wanted to ask you this, if you agree or not, and the way you were taught. I would love to hear your story. Anyways, enough. This is like a 5 minute intro. I didn't want it to make it that long. But let's go over the photographs that you guys posted this week, because yeah, there's again, the quality this week is very, very high, and I love. I had a tough time again um, making my selection. The one thing I did not have a problem with is finding my Fav of the Day award. And when I got that email notification yesterday of this particular image by Chris Schofield, I almost fell out of my chair. Now, I know Chris is a friend of mine and so forth and so on, but he usually does not photograph these things. Um, and I was very surprised that he posted this beautiful photograph to the theme. Again, and we talked a little bit about it last night. I have to be honest. We texted back and forth a little bit because there's such a central element in this photograph. And I mean, don't get me wrong, but this photograph is sexy. Not only the curved line, the clean snow in the foreground, the clean sky, everything screams minimalism. And I said to Chris last night, like, you know what this image reminds me of? It reminds me of looking at a nude from the side. Now, that's my interpretation. That's why I love this image. That's why what I see in this image. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful rendition of what Chris told me. We've driven past this scene in the past, and I sure didn't notice. So yeah, good on you, Chris. This is an absolute stunning photograph. And I and I have to be honest. I told him last night as well that I'm pretty envious about this image, and I was a little jealous that it's in his portfolio and not in mine. Anyways, this is my Fav of the Day award. Again, by Chris Schofield. Absolutely wonderful work. It was a close call, though, because Michael Diplicek, what he added this week, screams pure minimalism as well. Again, very simple image, snowscape, a little fence, and I love the way that Michael, or according to your last name, kept the fence so small. It's not a overwhelming subject. It is there, but it doesn't really attract too much attention. That is also something that what minimalism is about, right? I mean, you do not want to, overemphasize things. But I like this. I mean, centered composition. The fence is actually in the center or very close to, and then the horizon line is on the 1/3 mark. And then there's a little bit of detail in the sky that I don't mind. It's a beautiful square. Wonderful work, Michael. Here's another classic seascape by Didier Desmarais. He photographed this in Holland, the Netherlands. And it's funny because I never knew that these things were out there. When I'm over, I'm coming home, DJ, to Belgium in May. Maybe we should hook up for a day or two and go out photographing. Just putting it out there. Beautiful work, classic seascape. Your leading lines towards the horizon, which again is not very obvious, but it's there. And after a while, you kind of notice it, and then you see that the square is basically, cut nicely in the middle with the horizon line, and yeah, no, beautiful work. I love the contrast of it. Not too much detail. This is all about the lines. Eric Fredine. Oh boy. You know, when I saw this image, this is an image that everybody should study. I think there's so much that at first, landscape photography is not always about getting like we've talked about this before. It's not always about getting your pink skies and your sunrises or sunsets and this and that. Yeah, lots of people tend to forget that you know um, there's pretty good work that can be done on in bad weather like rain, overcast skies. We know we love fog, um, and these dull gray days. I mean, you can do amazing work. And I'm glad that Eric didn't go for the let's do a long exposure thing. I love the detail in the foreground water, for instance, like the little waves. What I also love is like um, it's almost a repetition of shape, positive versus negatives, and it's there's a natural rhythm in this photograph. And Eric is a master of composition, and it really shows. I mean, I love this photograph, even though yeah, not a lot of people would appreciate or see actually composition in a scene like this on a day like this. Eric saw this very well. I love this. Thanks, Eric. Michael Silmila, look at this photograph, guys. Holy, this is very paintery. This almost looks like a fresco on a wall, um, in black and white though. Interesting amount of subtle detail in the clouds as just enough, movement or and what I mean that foreground is interesting. I know it is. I know it is water, um, or at least that's what I think it is, because the subject is a lighthouse, and Michael used a backlit lighthouse, and he made a nice silhouette out of this, and that sky is. Look at this. This was one heck of a cloud. Um, yeah, good work. I like this. I mean, it's dark. It's dramatic. Uh, Beautiful. Here's another awesome seascape by Grant Murray. Um, Again, I mean, what a wonderful long exposure photograph. The sky is awesome. Um, the if I have to guess, hmm, sun or moon? It's kind of difficult to know if this was photographed at night, because I didn't read the text, or during the day. And hmm, if I have to guess, I would say it's a moon set because of the angle of. I mean, obviously, this is not like your 20-second exposure. I think it's going to be at least 5 minutes because I mean the light source of the sun has or moon has changed the position of it. Anyways, I don't want to bore you too much because I have no idea. I'm just making this up, right? And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Grant, tell us, was this during the day or during the night? I would love to know. But I mean, the pattern that the water, the long exposure, the white water is making with these black islands, or well, they're not islands, but yeah, little rocks. Absolutely amazing. And then the detail in the left foreground corner in that water section. Holy crap! Sorry, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's the best I can do. I love the leading lines as well from left corner going up. Yeah, beautiful photograph. Here's one by Benoit Janssen Reynaud that I kind of enjoyed because of there's so much texture um, in this thing. Not only in the pebbles in the foreground, but in that um, jetty or whatever it is. Again, long exposure. Typical Benoit style. Um, Not a lot of contrasts. Yeah, good. This is a great addition to ocean. Oh shit! Sorry, bleep. Um, portfolio there that you have going on. Awesome. Here's another very interesting photograph by Richard Frankel. Like we've talked about photographing light last time around, and here's a prime example of what I mean. Um, there's not a lot I can say about this, but I love this. Is absolutely gorgeous. This is an awesome interpretation of a scene, a very personal view of a beach at low tide. Absolutely amazing. And again, it's gonna be a long exposure, right? Because of the nice blurry sky. Yeah, beautiful work, beautiful tones. I love the dark versus the brightness of the light. Beautiful work, oh, Jesus, Richard, Richard, Richard Franco. Right. And, I think this is your first submission. I don't know. Yeah, submission. Um, I don't know what's going on here, but I have like a little blackout going on. What do you think of this photograph by Adam Williams? Again, he's one of those um, film nuts. Photographs with basically the same camera as I photograph with, and I like this a lot. A beautiful pine tree, Christmas tree, whatever you want to call it. Nice, beautiful tonal, beautiful zone placement of the snow, um, which is basically spot on. I love the glintering of the foreground too. You see actually almost every single um, snowflake, or the texture in the snow is very well done. And snow is something tricky to photograph on film, but you did a really good job, Adam. The only thing I noticed is on the top side in your sky, there's a little, what I think is a watermark just left of the middle. You can clone it out, or you know, or in the print, rewash negative and before you start printing. Beautiful, beautiful work, beautiful negative. What about this awesome photograph by Andy Lee? Wow, look at this. Again, a long exposure photograph, and I would even say this has this almost was influenced by like Henki Honchoro. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but like I love the mistiness, the mist effect of probably the crashing waves, obviously, right? And how that um, how that layeredness got built up by those crashing waves, and then the sky is absolutely a gorgeous effect. Like the long exposure on this sky really works well. And again, processing is awesome. Beautiful work, Andy. What about this awesome photograph by Michael Svensson? Holy mackerel! When I saw this, I was absolutely blown away. It's I find it very interesting to see Michael, work with shallow depth of field. I would have, you know, in my like, I'm one of those guys that I want to get everything sharp, and I should really step away from that, because if I see this, I really love this. There's again that underlying theme of a subject that can have some a double meaning almost. It's not about the trees; it's about what those trees mean, kind of deal. Um, yeah, this is a photograph that I feel is about letting go of somebody you love, or maybe a parent that is, kind of letting go of yeah, and his kid, or the other way around. Um, Yeah, absolutely amazing work. I love this. Beautiful work, Michael. And what about this? Um, Very interesting photograph. Martin Rack. Um, Again, a snowscape, but I love the collection of trees. Absolutely love the collection of trees. I would say like there's like 4 species of trees. Um, yeah, this is good, and I like the fence in the foreground. It kind of cuts this the foreground or the bottom half of it, like this photograph is basically cut in two, sky and land, and then the land gets like sliced in half by that beautiful diagonal fence. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Again, really good zone placement of the foreground snow. Maybe a little hot on the snow in the middle. I don't mind it though, because it has that sense of light. Beautiful, 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 beautiful work. Here, talk about, and that was the last one of the. Sorry, that was the last one of the regular entries. Now I want to share some exceptions with you. What do you guys think of this photograph of Michael Benton? He he saw this little tree sticking out of the snow and decided to photograph it. What I really like about this is the graphic nature of this, and even I would say that like that right top right black corner, somehow it works. I don't know what it is. A lot of people will clone it out and just make this a blank canvas with a little black pine tree, sticking into the frame, but somehow like that triangle, that black triangle, man, like that is like the cherry on the cherry on the how do you say cherry on the cake? Yes, absolutely beautiful, and my eye is like fixated on that top right corner. It doesn't move, although there's so much negative space around it. I'm not. I know it's white, you know, but that top right corner, the dynamics, like it's a shape and a tree, right? I mean, but the tension between the two is absolutely amazing. Really well seen and really well photographed. Now, um, once in a while, I add some exceptions to this theme, and actually I try to add always a couple, and it do not always need to be landscape photography. Sometimes I throw in some architecture. What about this though, by Rob Tilly? Like I met Rob not too long ago, and he's an amazing photographer, an amazing guy. I mean, we had a good time, kind of connecting, and Rob really shows us that zoning in on a object and using the term, using simplifying and excluding, um, and zoning in on the graphical nature of things and the lines and this and that can make awesome photography. Like for instance, this I don't know how to pronounce it, agave plant. Again, you don't need to see the whole plant. You just need to see a little detail. And I know enough. I mean, I probably can imagine how big this is. Just looking at the texture of this thing, I kind of know how large this is. What the overall shape will be of the leaves, and although I've never seen this, and that is, I guess, the beauty of photography, implying ideas in somebody's head. That's what creativity is. Beautiful work, Rob, as usual. Here's another awesome exception, and I think this is the last one I want to share with you. Um, this photograph is by Terry Robinson, and again, what I like about this is just how graphical this is. You got this bundled up foreground grass that Terry kept really dark, concentrating on the shape and the form of this. And then you have your, sunset, sunrise, I don't know, reflection, the underlit clouds and the water, and then the trees all like reflected in the pond, and it's just that dynamic aspect again. Those two things are not fighting, but they're emphasizing each other, and I think it has to do with the amount of triangles I'm seeing. The trees on the top are all forming triangles, or at least we know they're triangles. And my mind likes to, I don't know. I'm this is almost like a one of those Facebook. Um, if you answer this, and if you tell me how many triangles you see, you might be a genius kind of photographs, right? We've all seen them. And this is almost like, I almost want to start counting how many different triangles I see in that bottom half. Maybe I'm just weird, but yeah, again, it's just a different repetition of a shape. The triangles on top and the triangles on the bottom, or at least the spikiness of these things. It really fills the square really well, I think. Dynamic photograph, although I can hear the silence. Or, as Terry was saying, the birds and the frogs and all the animals. And yeah, this tells that story, all right. Beautiful work, Terry. Thank you for adding this. I think that was your first contribution as well. That was it for this week. So again, some awesome photography by y'all. And I'll be in Montana, or coming back from Montana on Monday, because we have a little long weekend going on here in Canada. Obviously, you guys too, probably. Easter weekend. So yeah, we're heading out to Montana and meeting up with some photographers over there. Going to an Ansel Adams exposition on Saturday, so that's going to be over the moon about that. That is going on in Helena in Montana, and probably at Sunday morning we are going to go for a drive to Yellowstone, which I've never visited in my life. So looking forward to a whole bunch of photographic opportunities probably. Usually I kind of prepare, I kind of I'll look up a lot of information about a certain area. This time around though, I'm not doing anything. I like to be inspired, and again, this might be one of those weekends where I come back recharged from. So yeah, there you have it. This was this week's Minimal Monday wrap up, number 68, and I guess I'll see you all on Monday next week. Although I will be driving, so hopefully I can do this. Oh no, I will not. Okay, I will not be able to do the wrap up. I know. Sorry. Next week on Tuesday. It will be on Wednesday. So I already letting you guys know I will be a day late. So I'm very sorry about that. Some of you, like Sandra Parlow, is pretty much addicted to this theme. So I'm sorry, Sandra. You'll have to wait a day for tomorrow. I hope you can cope. Not for tomorrow, next week. Hope you can cope, and hope I guess I'll see y'all. I'll see you all next week for another edition of Minimal Monday. See y'all next week.